my friends. This is Cori from the Diamond Painting Effect with Cori. Welcome. I want to welcome all my new friends and my old friends. I'm glad you've come today for another stitch with me. Before we get started, I told you I ordered some rings from Amazon. They got here. These are from Mr. Pin. They come in a box like this, and you always get a mustache. And I don't remember how much these were. They were less than $10. They weren't very much at all. So I got those. I also ordered a package of these. Got some more of these. Because I am going to need a way to store my projects that I got. I also told y'all yesterday that I had finished a project, and I'll probably have to move this around so you can see it. I'm trying a new way of filming. I've got a lap desk here. I probably won't do it very often, but anyway, it doesn't quite. I need to adjust the camera more, that I can't put it any higher. So anyway, this is my cross stitch that I finished. This was a stamped cross stitch from Joy Sunday. I guess I should be moving it slower so you don't get dizzy. I enjoyed this stitch. I don't remember having any problems. I think I had enough thread for everything, which is kind of unusual for me. I really love how this stocking turned out. I think that's so pretty how those colors are blended. And this buffalo print, sort of, so to speak. Anyway, I thought that turned out really nice. So, I've completed 2 of my stamp cross-stitch kits that I've gotten. And I'm still need to do a video on washing them and drying them. I'll do that with you guys whenever I get around to it. I've also been working on my nativity. I don't know if you'll be able to see the progress. I'm not very good about taking pictures of before and after. So I guess if you really want to know, you need to refer back to my video. But this is my nativity. I've made progress in filling up the top of this roof here, this thatch, and I've done a lot. What I've spent a lot of time yesterday was working on this right here, all this grayish greenish color. Used to be all yellow here, like this area. So that's that color's a confetti river, so to speak. There was also some of that color over here. I'm probably going to redo their faces. I don't like that face is orange. I'm hoping I'm not going to redo that till I'm completed with it, but I will probably use different colors. I'll wait and see. I'll give it a chance to work. I know with diamond painting sometimes you had weird colors in weird places, but when you finished it, the colors around it helped it do what it needed to do. And so anyway, that's my progress on my nativity. This is one that I'm trying to work on every day. I'm not always doing it, but I'm trying to work on it as much as I can, because it really would be nice to have that ready at Christmas time. So that's kind of a focus project that I have going. And I just threw that on the floor. And I'll show you what else I've been working on. This is my Dimensions kit that I got from Hobby Lobby. It is on 18 count. And so it feels teeny tiny. But Anyway, this is my progress so far. I will hold, I know it's hard to see. I started in the end. I started cutting. I made a copy of the pattern, and I cut out the grids. And I'm using a magnet to keep it on here, so I can, whenever I'm working on that box, I use that box. That square right here, I went ahead and left the excess on there because that would really be too hard to keep track of. But I worked on this square right here, and I put it right there with a magnet, and that worked. That really worked out well, and I don't mind cutting up a pattern for that purpose. So, and I hope it's okay legally for me to let you see that small portion of the pattern. I never show it. I'm actually showing you what I completed today, but the Stitch With Me today is going to be a voiceover of me working on this. I actually worked on these two squares for the Stitch With Me, and we'll see how it goes. I tried really hard so that you could see it. A lot of times my angle was wrong, but I was trying, really trying. I'm gonna play it at double speed because even at double speed it's too slow. But I've still been working this one from the threads that came in the kit on these little floss drops. But I'm starting to look at it wondering if there's a way I could just cut these and somehow put a hole up here and turn this one into floss drops. Because y'all know this is my pet peeve. It's all these long threads. I don't know why it doesn't bother me when they're on a floss drop, but when they're like this, it does. So, the thread on this, I'm not really... Well, I guess I should get this started so that you guys can be watching me stitch while I talk jabber. So, let's go. We'll head on to next to that video. Hang on. Okay. So, as you will see, what I have done is I took a friction pin, if you guys have heard of those. A friction pin is a pin that will, when you heat it up with the iron, it will disappear. And so I used that to grid this fabric because I know you may have remember me complaining about how I was having such a hard time doing this print because I would be so lost in it. And so I found a way to grid it. I had already marked them on the outer perimeter of it with that thread, and I went up for 10 and then I went down for 10, and this was actually on the outside of the area of the picture where the image was going to be sewn, so the threads wouldn't interfere with it. But I thought it would be difficult, but you guys, it really wasn't that hard, especially since they were already marked. The pin would pretty much stayed right in the valley where it needed to stay, and so I was able to mark this pattern up pretty quick, and work it. I'm excited about it again. I was so discouraged. So one of the things I did have found is the thread. I don't know what thread they use in these kits. I thought with Dimension it would be pretty good thread, but I have had a hard time with that light blue colored thread. It is very easily weakens. I've had to frog a bunch of stuff with it already, and there was no way to reuse any thread again because it was just too difficult and too fragile after I had gotten any amount out. It was hard to get more than 3 or 4 stitches out before I had to cut it out. So I hope I have enough of that color thread because I have frogged a lot. I think it'll go better now with the new way I'm doing it. That maybe I won't have to do that so much. I'm already got into the pattern and right there in the center where there's another color. I think I am going to work this. So far my plan is to just work this from top to bottom, left to right, uh, as it comes. I'll probably, like across the top there, I probably skip the few color stitches for now, and maybe when I get more of the bird into the picture, I'll go ahead and go up and get the few little stitches that are up there. But I think that really is a cute pattern. I hope I really did enjoy it a lot more doing it this way. Um, so again, I don't know what kind of threads they use. But maybe one of the things I can do is figure out if there is a way to put these threads onto floss drops. They are not numbered DMCs. The numbers on them are their own numbers because I don't recognize them at all. The color numbers are like 6 digits, five digits long. And I don't, so that's that. I'm trying to figure out how to start my bee, the pedigree of the bees, without going and purchasing anything. First of all, I don't know that much about all these different types of fabric. For right now, I think I'm content to stick with Aida until I feel a little more solidly like I can actually cross stitch in the counted cross stitch fashion. So I did buy some other type of fabric, but I'm afraid to use it. I think it's like a 46 count, and I think that one of the ones that is appropriate would be a 32 count. They don't do 18 count, but that's what I want to do it on, is my 18 count Aida. I have a brownish tannish color that I've just had it for years, from back in the old days when I was cross stitching, and I think it's a Charles Craft brand because it was in a little tube. And so that's what I've been doing. Gunther wants to come over and pay a visit. Daniel's been, so far his trucking's been going well. He did have trouble with this truck the other day. It broke down. Basically, he could go like 15 miles an hour. It took him a while to get started. Even get his start. He got some water. So there was some water in the system that froze up because he's up there in, I believe he's in Minnesota right now. Minnesota, Iowa, anywhere. Anyway, it froze. His fuel line froze, and so he used a propane heater to thaw it out and get it started again. And then when it started, it still wouldn't go. And so he was able to he just needed a new fuel filter, which he knew he did. He tried to get it done the day before, but when he got to the truck stop, everybody who could help him was away and out on road calls, and so he wasn't able to get it. He said, "Oh, I'll just do it later." Well, he waited too long. So he said once he got that new fuel filter on, he was better than before. So that all worked out for him, and I don't think it really held him up with his load that he had to get delivered. I think he was able to get that plus an extra one that they told him they weren't going to need him for. By the time he got done with that other load, they were able to give him another load, and so everything with Daniel's going well. He's got his medications and stuff that I sent him. He plays Kerbal. I don't know if any of you have heard of Kerbal, but it's a simulation space game where you actually build your own rocket and you get to see if it'll fly or not. And anyway, I can't see why he gets into that so much, but he does. But he had ordered a bunch of Kerbal stickers. I was able to send those to him. Got there sitting here in my lap, and for once I get to pay attention to him and give him a loves because I'm not actually recording. I'm just doing a voiceover. So he's getting lots of loves and pets. He's sitting right up on the desk and being a little sweetheart. Trying not to eat everything. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to start the Bluebird Winter stamped cross stitch that I unboxed last week. You just might get a new start every day this week because I am so anxious to start these. I've gotten the winter Bluebird already kitted up. It's already on floss drops ready to go. And so we've got that. I've got some others that are partially ready to go. And you guys, we're going to have to cut this off. You take care, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.